Distinguished guests, graduands, your families and your friends, and Bond University colleagues, welcome to this ceremony for the conferring of degrees in the Faculty of Society and Design and the Faculty of Health Sciences and Medicine. It's my pleasure now to introduce our Vice-Chancellor and President, Professor Tim Brailsford.
Well, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this most wondrous occasion. An occasion full of celebration, an occasion full of recognition of the achievements of those graduands that sit before us. So, ladies and gentlemen, first of all, let me acknowledge the traditional owners of the land on which we meet here today. I pay my respects to elders past and present. I do so in the spirit of reconciliation, and I do so on your behalf. I acknowledge the University's 8th Chancellor, the Honourable Dr. Annabelle Bennett, and her husband, Dr. David Bennett. We have a number of special guests in the audience, and indeed, in your own ways, I'm sure that everyone here is regarded as special, particularly by our graduands. I acknowledge our guest speaker, whom I'll introduce in just a moment, Miss Judy Brinsmead. I acknowledge the presence of Dr. Suhail Abedian and his wife, Anne Jamison Abedian. Suhail is a very strong, loyal and proud friend of this university. Indeed, as founder, he's been named patron of the university's Abedian School of Architecture. Suhail, it's always a great pleasure to have you back on campus together with Anne and your family. I acknowledge Trustee Dr. Peter Heiner and his partner Debbie Luxton, who are here. My fellow colleagues, other distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, proud parents, grandparents, friends, and of course, our graduands, who in a moment will become the latest graduates of Bond University. So this university is almost 30 years old now as a university which is marked by its distinctive nature, and that is to be, and determined to be, quite different from the other universities. We are Australia's first private, independent, not-for-profit university in this country, and we remain proud of that. When the university was first established, we were determined that we were to be a university that reached out across the globe, and we embraced internationalism. Around the room here, you will see the flags of nations from which our students have originated, and that number now exceeds 90. And those international students, which are very much part of our culture, many of which you will see walk across the stage this afternoon, provide us with a sense of where we sit, and they remind us every day that we live and will continue to live in a global world. And that is juxtaposed at a time when some governments and other geopolitical forces are closing down boundaries, restricting people movement, and wanting to impose and regress the freedom and independence of thought. That is not our way here. You each have a copy of this afternoon's proceedings, which is on the chair. Please follow it. And as our individual graduates progress across the stage to receive their individual honours and recognition, will you please acknowledge the individual achievements of each and every one of them? Graduation ceremonies, by their nature, are somewhat long, but we do so to make sure that everyone has a moment in the sun, which you all so richly deserve. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my great pleasure now to introduce this afternoon's occasional speaker, Miss Judy Brinsmead. Judy grew up on the Tweed Coast and graduated with an honours degree in law. She was an associate to a federal court judge before joining the law firm that is now known as Minter Ellison. At the time she joined the firm, and with her progression, she was one of the youngest, but also one of the very few female partners. She left the firm after a time to pursue her own interests, and those interests now have expanded to encompass law, construction, development, farming and tourism. Miss Brinsmead is one of the co-owners of ADCO Constructions, a company that was founded in 1972 and is now a joint chairperson of that organisation. ADCO has been successfully operating along the east coast of Australia now for over 40 years. At any one time has had projects under construction with contract values worth hundreds of millions of dollars. Major ADCO projects have included the Gold Coast Airport redevelopment, the Port of Brisbane office, close to home, Robina Hospital's new emergency and intensive care departments, the Great Hall at Knox Grammar School, and Virgin Blue's first hangar at Brisbane Airport. But you may also, and particularly our graduates today, will recognise the outstanding quality of ADCO's work, as ADCO have been a long-time partner and supporter of this university. Under Judy's leadership, ADCO has been responsible for the design and construction of the Health Sciences and Medicine Building, the Sustainable Development Building, the Law School Extension, the Obedience School of Architecture, and as I think many of our graduates will attest to, one of the most welcome and student-friendly projects in recent years, the Sports Centre. ADCO donated to the university the ADCO Amphitheatre and Alumni Court area, which many of our students enjoy. That was officially opened in 2009. ADCO, through Judy's leadership, has also endowed a number of sporting excellence scholarships, and we have students who will graduate with the support of Judy and ADCO's philanthropic support. She is also an active participant in the Vice-Chancellor's mentoring program. Miss Brinsmead has been a strong supporter of the 2018 Commonwealth Games. She is currently a member of the Joint Marketing Committee. She is the Director of Tropical Fruit World, a major tourist attraction. Anyone driving down to Byron who does the weekly exit from Bond campus down to Byron, you will pass by that. She's also been a supporter and contributor to causes in the wider community, including Cure Cancer Australia, benefactor patron of Opera Australia, and regularly contributes to a wide range of charities, including Salvation Army. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a great pleasure to welcome Miss Judy Brinsmead. Will you please give her a warm round of applause?
Good afternoon. Thank you, Vice-Chancellor, for this very warm welcome. Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, distinguished guests, friends and family of graduates, and most importantly, graduates. Thank you for inviting me to your graduation today to celebrate this fabulous milestone in your life. Graduating from Bond University is recognition that you have worked hard and worked well. You may also feel somewhat relieved that it's all over, but it's not. To paraphrase Winston Churchill, it is not the end, it is not even the beginning of the end, but it is the end of the beginning. Whilst Churchill was referring to the progress of war, I use it in the context of your education, something that should never end. Lifelong learning must be a part of our constant drive to better ourselves and our community. As I look out here today, I see graduates who are embarking on bright futures, graduates who are now influencers and who will use their knowledge and talents to influence their communities, society and the world in many different ways, perhaps in ways not even yet known, because they are yet to be invented by one of you. What you do with your futures and how you influence is perhaps not yet clear. What is clear, though, is that your Bond University education will provide you with infinite opportunities. As someone who has walked the path you travelled today, I can tell you that knowing you have the capacity to shape others' lives and to influence the world for future generations can be humbling and terrifying. It's also challenging and exciting. So please, embrace your opportunities. In preparing for today's address, I thought about words that are a part of my life. I kept on returning to words which commence with the letter G, and decided to title today's address, The G-Spots. The G-Spots. G-spots, as you know, give great pleasure, depending on our sex and sexual preferences. G-spots are activated in different places and in different ways. Today, however, maybe unfortunately, I will talk about non-sexual G-spots, which, like the sexual ones, are different for each of us and also extremely rewarding. These G-spots for me are goals, greatness, graciousness, gratitude and generosity. I like to think my university education has helped me set goals and build businesses into something akin to greatness. At the same time, I have chosen to be gracious. I've shown gratitude for my advantages, and I'm generous in giving to the community where I have been able. I grew up on a Hereford cattle and fruit farm in New South Wales and was no stranger to hard work. This was instilled in me by my parents, who worked diligently to build their business and make a good life for their family. Whilst I did not even have a formal education until high school, I was taught by my parents that education was a highly valued privilege that should be used to improve the lives of others. I retained that attitude through university, where I graduated with a law degree, and through my career as an associate to a federal court judge and then in private practice with Minter Ellison. In the late 1980s, I decided it was time for new ventures and perhaps adventures, and started exploring new business interests. As a result, I now own 3 successful and different businesses, as you have heard today. Agco Constructions, a national construction company, which is one of the top 50 private companies in Australia and a major supporter of this university, having gifted 21 scholarships to date to students. Rivergate Marina and Shipyard in Brisbane, which refits some of the world's largest and finest super yachts. It's worth a drive. And Tropical Fruit World, the northern New South Wales farm, which is now open to guests, which my parents built so many years ago. I firmly believe 2 things have helped me in my successes. The first is my education and my love of learning, exploring, and discovering new things. The second is my parents' early lessons about the importance of giving, generosity, and graciousness. They showed me through words and deeds how helping others without expecting anything in return is not only personally rewarding, but can flow on to positively impact others for years to come. One story that exemplifies their attitude occurred when I was still a child on the farm. I would like to share it with you today. There were 2 houses on our farm, our family home and a cottage my parents rented to a young family of 6. Times were tough for them. The wife was a stay-at-home mum looking after 4 children under 12, and they survived on a father's meagre part-time school teacher's wage. Suddenly, one Saturday evening, life got tougher when the father suffered an aneurysm and died. In just a few hours, they went from a happy family to one in unfathomable despair and grief. They also lost the family income. There was no wage earner, no life insurance, no superannuation. It wasn't yet part of the Australian psyche. No income to pay rent, and therefore no home. Despite not being overly well off ourselves, my parents refused to let this family become homeless. They allowed this family to stay on in the cottage rent-free and then gifted them a portion of their own land where the widow and her children could build a home. We then brought the district together to help build that home. I well remember working the district with my cousins, going door to door like in a Red Shield appeal, seeking donations of materials, skills and money to get the family's new home underway. Sure enough, the district was generous, and within 6 months the family had their own home, owing nothing. The house and land were put in trusts for the children's education, which eventually saw them all graduate from university. It is a special pleasure to keep in touch with this family and observe the influences they are today. There are many more stories of my family's generosity, like forgiving one of my foster brothers for totalling a brand new farm ute before it could be insured. My dad was livid at first by the carelessness and financial loss, but soon remembered this boy's difficult childhood. Perhaps he also thought the boy's wired jaw as a result of the accident was also punishment enough. My parents had taken this boy into their home and away from the alcoholic violence that had caused the death of his mother and a brother in a car accident. My family was determined to give what was needed to this boy and others we fostered so that they could have opportunities in life. In both these cases, my parents' generosity had positive effects on the lives of people who went on to influence others. Following my parents' footsteps, I have used my own university education to build successful companies that give back to the community. On a personal level, I have for many years been involved with various athletes in many sports, including at world level. I have been mentor, facilitator, benefactor and friend. And I am part of the team that secured this year's Commonwealth Games for the Gold Coast and continue my involvement as a government representative on a Games committee. It is a privilege for me to be able to spend part of my time being involved in community. Graduates, generosity in spirit is based on kindness, warm-heartedness and empathy for others. It can be as magnanimous as providing money to a great educational facility such as Bond, or as simple as a smile and lending an ear to a person in need of someone to listen. To quote Churchill again, we make a living by what we get, but we make a life by what we give. Life isn't just about personal success and ambition, although these are important. You each have it in your power to be true influencers, to seek positive change and to help others. You have tremendous opportunities to leave your mark and your legacy. How you do that? It's up to you. But can I suggest a great start is to work out your G-spots. You begin today with graduation. My G-spots, as you now know, are goals, greatness, graciousness, gratitude and generosity. Graduates, thank you for listening, and I wish you well in your future endeavours. In the meantime, enjoy this very special day as you officially join the elite and dynamic Bondi network of influencers. Thank you.
Well, that was a pretty amazing speech, wasn't it? I don't think you'll ever forget that. I could see you all jump up at the G-spots, but then you'll never forget it, will you? Goals, greatness, graciousness, gratitude and generosity at your graduation. Those characteristics are not a bad way to go when you think about it, and you've had the epitome of it speak to you about it and where she comes from. I think listening to Judy and her story has been quite outstanding because it was so understated. When you think about it, when you think where she started from, what she went through, even the fact that her parents fostered was sort of as an aside, fostered other children, and the giving back, which is so important. The other thing, of course, that I took from it is the lifelong learning aspect, not in a sort of formal sense, but in the fact that as you go through, you seize different opportunities. You know, people talk about, I mean, the wonderful thing about Bond is, of course, one of the things is that the courses are shorter. I know none of you noticed that in coming to this university, But, you know, it's amazing how things can change. I've been surprised by how many graduates that I speak to are actually staying on to do postgraduate work. And whether you do it now or whatever you do later on, it is all part of lifelong learning. It's not always expected. I mean, I didn't do medicine when I started out because I thought it would take me too long. I then spent 14 years at university. You know, I should have done medicine in the first place, would have been shorter. So the idea of lifelong learning is something else that you can pick up not only in a formal, but I think as Judy has explained, it doesn't mean formal education necessarily. It's all part of seizing opportunities and taking them as they go. So when someone says to you in future years, what did the speaker at your graduation speak about? What will bind you as a cohort is that when you say G-spot, you will know what was meant. And so she's given you something to join you all together, and I'd like you to join with me in thanking her again for a very, very inspiring speech. Well, everybody, graduations are a wonderfully exciting moment, as was already been said, and it's so special for each and every one of you here. There are some members of the audience for whom it's possibly not quite as exciting. There are some young people here, very young people here, and they're part of the Bond family, they're part of your families and supporters. And I know that if they want to run around or call out or make themselves heard, they're not being a nuisance, and we would urge you please not to take them outside. We're here to, I mean, this is propaganda. We're here to encourage these future Bondies to realise that they're very welcome, and we're looking forward to having them back in due course. But back to our graduands, you know, Judy spoke about the value of education. You wouldn't be here if you didn't think there was value in education, and we all know how important it is, not just as a necessity, but something broader that you've gained here. And what you've gained here has been a whole concept of education in the broader sense, and for that I think we have to thank the wonderful members of Bond University, the staff, all of the staff of the university, academic staff, support staff, and I know how much you've appreciated and how valuable they are, because they put more than just a day job attitude into you. They've given you body and soul of what they believe in and what they can teach you, and I know you will join with me later in making sure that they in turn appreciate how much you appreciate them. But it's, you know, I've only been at Bond as Chancellor for a reasonably short time, shorter than you've been here. But the one thing that hit me from the minute I came across Bond, first as a parent, and I'll come back to that, but more coming to Bond now, this is an extraordinary university. I mean, what it does, Bond is a really good name for it actually, because it is a bonding experience. Whenever I go anywhere and I meet people and you know, I say, well, what did you do, where'd you come from? And as soon as they say Bond, there's this lit up face of you know, showing the joy of having been at Bond. And then when I say that I'm at Bond, there's this instant sort of recognition. And we both sort of look at each other and it's sort of like, we know. So it's really fantastic. And you'll take that out of here. You'll take that forward when you go. Because what you've got here is an experience of joining together. And because of the size of the university, I think that it's actually better than you can get at most places. Don't lose that. You know, whether it's, I mean, you've got to, you know, the alumni network, of course, is there. I mean, there's WhatsApp. But, you know, there's lots of ways you can make sure you don't lose touch with each other, because you think you won't, but unless you do something, you just might. And this is too good to lose. It really is. And as for the families here, you know, a lot of people here have made a lot of sacrifices at all sorts of levels to have you come here. And I know how fabulous it is. And on behalf of the university, I want to thank all of those parents and grandparents and family members who provided moral, social and financial support to get you to be here. Now, this is the moment which is pretty scary. I mean, I've been here in this hall. Our daughter came to Bond. One of our daughters was here. And I sat in this hall and my stomach was in knots because I wanted that moment for her to be as perfect as possible. I was also terrified that someone would say before she actually got her degree, that someone would say, stop. You know, it's a bit like those marriage things, you know, forever speak now, forever. I was always worried someone would say, stop, she didn't really pass. Or she, you know, and so that moment is going to happen soon and no one can take it away from you, so be glad about that. But this is a day for great joy. We don't want to lose you. Some of you will be staying on here, and we're glad about that, staying on to do postgraduate work. But we don't want to lose any of you. We want you to maintain your contact with each other, but with us as well. because we want to keep having you here. We want you to come back to homecoming. We want you to be part of the Bond wider network. And as you will find bondies around the world who will mentor and support you, so you in due course, as you climb up that amazing ladder, you will be able to support and mentor other bondies. So congratulations in advance. The moment is about to come because you're not graduates yet, of course, as we know. And thank you all for being part of Bond, and I'm very proud to be part of that network too. And that being part of Bond extends to every single person in this room. But, you know, being Chancellor gives me the chance to do some really fun bits. And one of those fun bits is some of the formal stuff. And the most enjoyable task that I have is formally to admit the graduands to their degree and then transform them into graduates. So I now call on the Deputy Chair of the Academic Senate to present the candidates for degrees.
Will all candidates for degrees please stand? Chancellor, I wish to present the following graduands who are in attendance today for admission to awards of Bond University. From the Faculty of Health Sciences and Medicine, 45 graduands, and from the Faculty of Society and Design, 180 graduands. Chancellor, I certify to you and to the University that the graduands have satisfied the requirements for admission to the award for which they are being presented.
With the authority of Council, I hereby admit you to the awards for which you have qualified. I also admit to their awards those candidates listed in the graduation program who are unable to be present today. Graduates, ladies and gentlemen, that is the moment of graduation. Please join with me in congratulating the most recent graduates of Bond University. We will now move to the formal presentation of the testamers.
Chancellor, the following candidates are presented for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. With a thesis title, Maintaining Weight Loss, A Look of Habits, Gina Cleo. With a thesis title, Toward Shared Decision-Making, Exploring New Ways of Communicating Evidence to Patients About the Benefits and Harms of Antibiotics for Acute Respiratory Infections, Peter Dennis Coexter. With a thesis title, Text Messages and Romantic Relationships, an investigation of mobile communication technologies, attachment processes, and relationship quality, Jody Nicole Bradnam. with a thesis title, Toward a Psychological Typology for Victims of Interpersonal Violent Crimes, an Empirical Analysis of Behavioral Characteristics and Personality Traits, Gail Lawrence Marie Brotto. With a thesis title, Biomedical and Clinical Markers, Illness Perceptions, Coping, Benefit Finding, Adjustment, and Treatment Outcomes in Hepatitis C, a Self-Regulatory Biopsychosocial Model, Simon Anthony Langston. Chancellor, I present graduates from the Faculty of Health Sciences and Medicine. The Executive Dean will congratulate each candidate after they have been conferred with their degree. For the Diploma of Sports Management, Emily Claire Bass. And Takumichi Kamuro. For the Bachelor of Biomedical Science, Samuel David Anderson. Leandra Conradi. Tara Brooke Dempster. Christopher Bruce Fraser. Carl Hector Gooch. Jonay Grobler. Brittany Jennifer Higgs. Julia Lucia Emo. Nikita Ann Joseph. Caleb Ming Tai Kam. Stephanie Ann Kington. Shauna Manuel. Rochelle Alexandra Sizovich. Julia Marie Shirley. Simone Lee Sleep. Petrus Jacobus Vandenberg. Vishal Verma. Amber Lee Vedeman. Jasmine Yai Pupu. For the Bachelor of Exercise and Sports Science, Jaden Wesley Chadburn. Jason Chua. Marcello Di Riccio. Keely Henderson. Chloe Alexandra Jessup. Charlotte Peake. And Giselle Penshorn. For the Bachelor of Exercise and Sports Science, Exercise Science, Benjamin David Hunt. For the Bachelor of Health Sciences, Daniel Follant. And Kelvin Lo Rui Chi. For the Bachelor of Health Sciences with honors, first class honors, Amelia Jack. Tara Beverly Nelson. Amanda Louise Tauber. Eleanor Joyce West. And Eliza Grace West. For the Bachelor of Sports Management, Maureen Delahaye. Oscar James Hawk Dennis. Jenna Lee Fulton. Stephen Schneider. and Amber Whittington. For the Master of Clinical Education, Neelam Doshi. For the Master of Sports Management, João Otávio Fernandes Ferreira. And Man Muhana. Chancellor, I present graduates from the Faculty of Society and Design. The Associate Dean, Learning and Teaching, will congratulate each candidate after they have been conferred with their degree. For the Diploma of Communication, Nicholas Shaw. For the Bachelor of Architectural Studies, Arvin Abbasian. Travis Brian Arms. Carolina Isabella Maria Carzia. Maxwell Fisher Cartwright. Herodotus Constantinides. Alec Charles Gentile. Vivian Cordero. Nathan Grimmond. Logan Marie Gunthorpe. Michaela James. Stuart Russell King. Patrick Lovell Davis. Corey Darrell James McGilvery. Mia Medich. Benjamin Craig Perkins. Santiago Rendon Bachara. Tom Sefton. Adam John Eric Svard. Jake Stephen White. And Sam William Wilson. For the Bachelor of Arts, Mitchell Cooper. Caitlin Lee. Keely Estelle Oldaker. Aidan Hamish Osavani. And Dandan Wang. For the Bachelor of Communication, Gabrielle Clara Arms. Lucinda Ann Bassam. Rhiannon May Bunting. Jordan James Hughes. Bethany Isabella Keenan Jones. Zach Maher. Amy Elizabeth McIntyre. And Sophie Janet Walker. For the Bachelor of Communication Business, Matilda Leslie Alder. Georgia Zoe Dimitropoulos. Jordan Lee Gray. Janet Novak. And Celia May Spencer. For the Bachelor of Construction Management and Quantity Surveying, Thomas Lebinsky. King Lung Law. Lee Middlemiss. Wen Si. And Zachary Davis Walton. For the Bachelor of Creative Arts, Dylan Luke Gorman. For the Bachelor of Film and Television, Max Barden. Henry Castle. Brianna Justine Falwell. Matthew John Holland. Kate Leanne Ingram. Sana McLean. Alicia Marfatia. Rebecca Jane Shaw. And Jonathan Zachary Subers. For the Bachelor of International Relations, Laura Carson. Aaron Pook. Jamila Raphael. For the Bachelor of Journalism, Chloe Tony Alexander. And Taria Magri. For the Bachelor of Property, Nicholas James Burnt. Ryan Mark February. Luke Kersley. And Zizhuan Wang. For the Bachelor of Psychological Science, Ayla Jane Briscoe. Emily Carleen Jane Darnett. Shania Eddy. Fiji. Michaela Shirley Wayeka Palm. Ellen Pinozzi. And Simon Stauber. For the Bachelor of Psychological Science Honors with Second Class Honors Division A, Cameron Richard Leslie Chapman. Charles Hannigan. Joy Leong. Rebecca Jade McKenzie. And Danielle Ray Opperman. For the Bachelor of Psychological Science honors with first-class honors, Tamara Brown. And Daisy Mary Vanstone. For the Bachelor of Social Science, Geeta Anderson. Stephanie Jane Barnaba. Mary Ding Crisp. Jordy Madison Hicks. Allie Lawrence. And Luke William Tobin. For the Bachelor of Social Science Criminology, Nicole Christine Simpson. For the Bachelor of Sustainable Environments and Planning, Sharon Devashni Chand. Grace Faraz. Yi Ching Lee. Jonty James Ryan. Daniel James Santoni. Mendarawa Cheering. Mark Edward Waldron. And Elizabeth Rose Wright. For the Graduate Diploma in Project Management, Henry Crouch. For the Graduate Diploma of Psychological Science, Jessica Mary Ash. Stephanie Louise Lade. Caitlin May Logan. And Marina Radica. For the Master of Advertising, Miriam Danouni. For the Master of Architecture, David Gray. And Sarah Kukiriza Nkingari. For the Master of Architecture and Master of Project Management, Siddharth Palra. For the Master of Arts, TESOL, Leonie Webster. For the Master of Arts, TESOL, with high distinction, Mark William Heiner. For the Master of Communication Professional, T. Tu Trang Ngo. For the Master of Communication Professional with high distinction, Taylor Jessica Kehoe. And Uthra Venkatesh. Chancellor, Bond University has always regarded itself and has embedded in its mission a strong commitment to be a global institution with international reach and engagement. An example of our international activity are the programs in construction management in the Faculty of Society and Design. These programs are designed to help developing professionals with the skills and knowledge to manage and lead large-scale capital projects and complex infrastructure developments. These programs are particularly targeted to areas of global demand such as Southeast Asia, India, and China. For the Master of Construction Practice, Yin Chen. Sinya Chung. Dalun Ding. Xian Gong. Jiawai Han. Muning Han. Johnston Hun. Quan Ling Lam. Wang Jin Lee. Shuowen Lee. Wei Hin Lo. Jingyan Shi. Fang Yuan Sun. Kang Zaya. Dingxin Xu. Jingyan Ye. Li Chi Yu. Min Shun Yu. Yuan Zheng. And Ling Zhao. For the Master of Construction Practice and Master of Project Management, Runyu Chen. Harsh Jayant. Li Ting Ren. And Kush Sira. For the Master of Construction Practice Professional, Tsie Chow. Yan Yan Chen. T.U. Chow. Zhen Fan. Pengsi Gao. Changlong Hu. Xiaofan Huang. Ji Jiang. Shi Jin. Jiang Hao Kong. Sean Yang Lee. Wai Ting Leung. Fushuai Li. Kenchia Li. Xiao Chen Li. Deng Pan. Sarat Chandranaidu Sira. Theo Jack Snyman. Yuanling Wang. Xiaoyu Wang. Yusu Zheng. Yuepeng Zhan. And Haiyang Zhao. For the Master of Counseling, Amelia Jane Bell. For the Master of Criminology, Hiro Ochinuku Udrel. For the Master of Criminology Professional, Mohammed Iqbal. For the Master of International Relations Professional, Manuela Gonzato Franceschini. For the Master of Project Management, Udua Kobong Mayan Etukudo. And Destiny Flaherty. For the Master of Project Management Professional, Jamal Rahim. And Saba Ramani. For the Master of Psychology Forensic, Sarah Jane Clotet. Tamika Rochette Gallia. And Michelle Nicole Johnston. For the Master of Sustainable Environments and Planning, James Petts. For the Master of Sustainable Environments and Planning with high distinction, Lauren Marie Struthers. For the Master of Sustainable Environments and Planning Professional, Uma Giri. For the Master of Evaluation and Property Development, Dee Ban. And Connor Christopher King. For the Bachelor of Communication and the recipient of the John Hardy Achievement Medal for 2017, Kobe Gittens. For the Bachelor of Architectural Studies and the recipient of the 2017 Sohail Abedian Medal of Excellence, Russell Joseph Ward. For the Bachelor of International Relations and the recipient of the Grenby Family Beyond Bond Medal, Sarah Rose White. Chancellor, the valedictorian has been selected to give the valedictory address on behalf of the graduating cohort this afternoon. Her Doctor of Philosophy degree was conferred earlier in this ceremony, and she has also completed at Bond a Bachelor of Social Science in Psychology, including an honors degree obtained with first-class honors, and a master's degree in clinical psychology. All of her graded coursework results were either distinctions, 5 of them, or high distinctions, 22 of them. And she has been on the Vice-Chancellor's High Achievers list on 7 separate occasions. Our valedictorian is Jody Nicole Bradnam.
A new chapter starts today. Good afternoon, Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, distinguished guests, Bond University faculty, friends, family, and the graduates of this semester, our newest graduates. When I was 19, I stepped onto Bond for the first time. I was extremely anxious, very self-conscious, and full of self-doubt. I was completely out of my comfort zone, entirely out of my comfort zone, actually. My first lesson at Bond that I needed to learn was that we can hold our fear and our ambition at the same time and let it reside in the same place. In a haze of ambition, or perhaps it was naivety, I kind of thought my university plans would take me around 6 years, maybe 7 tops. I laugh now and I smile because honestly, if I had known how long this path would take and how difficult it was going to be, I would have quit well before it had finished. If you'd told my 19-year-old self in 1994 that she would wait until 2018 for this day, she would have been mortified. But some of our dreams are really difficult to silence. As a psychologist, I actually know that growth happens in this space where we make room for our fears and we make room for our ambitions and we take action. And graduates, I know that you're good at taking action. Your presence here in the graduating class today is evidence of your tenacity, of your discipline, of your hard work and of your courage. You've worked really hard to be here today. I've seen it in action too. In the last 6 years, returning to university as a student, I've become more aware of the challenges of student life, juggling work and family commitments, assignments and deadlines, being part of community activities and student associations. I've also seen us as a Bond community welcome students from overseas, from China, from India, from the United States, from Germany, from a host of countries. And they've made Bond their own. They've made Bond their home. I've also joined an underbelly of students who spend their nights and weekends in the library and in the MLC, working through the night and into the early hours of the morning. Hasn't it been a ride? There's an illusion that life follows a really straight path, from point A to point B, with our start point at one end and our shiny dreams and our coveted degrees at the other. We quickly realise that life is nothing like a straight path. It's full of twists and turns, and it resembles much more of a four-wheel drive track than it does a straight highway. It gets bumpy out there. I've seen it and I've felt it. As a student and a teacher too, I see the terrain up close. There's no such thing as the perfect semester, as you all know. There's no such thing as the perfect exam prep, or the perfect assignment or folio or internship. Life gets in the way. Deadlines approach far too quickly. Relationship issues rupture into study time. And I've sat with students as serious life issues have come crashing through their semester plans. And it's in this space, when life doesn't go to plan, that we learn really important and really meaningful lessons about who we really are. As students, we are called to be flexible. We are called to be resilient and to be open to change. We develop a willingness to take risks, to make mistakes, to fall, often flat on our faces, to have a look at the view down there, then rise and find the courage to begin all over again. These are the learning outcomes that aren't necessarily included on the course syllabus, but these are the lessons that prepare us for our path ahead. And graduates, you are ready. You are ready for that next step. Fortunately, we have not travelled this path alone. As human beings, we are wired for connection. To a large extent, our happiness and our well-being reflects the quality of our closest relationships. It matters to be seen, and it matters to belong. And as much as a university degree is an individual pursuit, sometimes quite a lonely one, standing in the wings is a tribe of people who really care. So on behalf of the graduating class, I want to acknowledge the love and support of our parents, of our partners, of our children, of our friends, extended family, and everyone who's supported us along our journey. Thank you for making room for our ambitions. and for you for encouraging us to chase them down, to fiercely chase them down. Thank you for your reassurance in the darker moments, your encouragement on those tough days when things really don't go as we expect them to, and for quietly cheering us on from the side, just as you are today. On the stage before you sit many of the academics and the professional staff who've supported your learning journey at Bond. These educators have challenged us to extend ourselves, to think critically, and to be creative. They've done their best to prepare us for diverse pathways. Today may be a chance to share a word of thanks, to offer a hug, or maybe a kiss, depending on the nature of your relationship with them, and to really thank them for their part in your journey. My final note is to you, my fellow graduates. Today represents the summit of a mountain you started to climb semesters ago. And the view, well, it's pretty special this afternoon. It feels pretty good to don these coats, even in this oppressive heat, to share a drink with friends, and to take a few selfies. Some of them will be uploaded to our Insta accounts later this afternoon. And as wonderful as today is, there actually are treasures that you won't find at the peak of the mountain. These treasures are the lessons that are embedded every step along the climb. So before you leave campus today, take a moment to reflect on these lessons, the ways that you've learned, the ways that you've grown, and the ways that you've changed. Then with courage and with gratitude, step into your next exciting chapter and take these lessons with you. And if you're feeling apprehensive about what lies ahead, remember that you can hold your ambitions and your fears in the same place and still take action. Let's write a great chapter. Congratulations, graduates.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that almost brings us to a close, but I think it would be appropriate just to tell you a little bit more about our valedictorian. So as you've heard, Jody has excelled academically over a number of years, and indeed an academic career here at this university that spans almost, dare I say it, Jody, 20 years. And along the way, she's also raised a family, and she has 2 of her 3 boys here today. Boys, you should be very proud of your mum today. Her husband and her parents are here, and I can tell you that it is not easy to stand up here in front of over 1,000 people, many of which you do not know, and many of which Jody does not know. Yet, Jody, I think you have managed to deliver a message that has reached everyone in the audience this afternoon. Congratulations on your personal achievements, and thank you for an outstanding oration. Ladies and gentlemen, will you please join me in thanking her? So you will note that a few of us are wearing rather strange costumes. This is part of our academic tradition. Along with our academic traditions is the reading of the Bond University Charge. Will the graduates please be upstanding? So at each and every ceremony since the establishment of this university, my role and my predecessors before me have all read this charge to the graduating class. And at the end of the charge, I will ask the graduating class whether or not they accept. I charge you as graduates of Bond University to demonstrate at all times the highest moral and ethical standards, to apply your learnings and education to the benefit of society, to pursue the highest standards in all your endeavours with excellence always your aim, and to forever support and enhance the reputation of your university through engagement as proud alumni. Graduates, do you accept that charge? I give that about a 7 out of 10. What do you reckon? We'll give it one more go? Graduates, do you accept the charge? See, it's easy. Please be seated. So as our valedictorian so eloquently expressed, there are many people that our graduates should reach out to today and say thank you. Many of those will be in the audience here with you, and you'll have an opportunity to hug and kiss and touch and say thank you very much. But there are many who have supported you in your journey, both emotionally and financially, who are not here today, and you'll not have the opportunity to thank them in their physical presence. So please take an opportunity to reach out to those who cannot be here with you today, and make sure you don't do it over Facebook, please. Can I remind all of our graduates that today is a day of celebration, it's a day of recognition, it is a day for you. So whatever the remainder of the afternoon and this evening, and dare I say it, the wee hours of the morning may hold for you, behave yourselves. But recognise that tomorrow, when the sun shines, as it always does, it brings a new day with it. And tomorrow, your graduation day will have passed, and you take the next step. And the next step in your journey will mean different things for each of you, just as your individual journeys, both to and during your time at Bond, have differed. Your journeys in life, I trust, will be full of fun, adventure, and importantly, meaning. But along the way, you will be tested. You will inevitably find challenges, corners which you think you can't get out of, and dark tunnels. And they will be brought on by all sorts of pressures, some personal, some professional. And you will be offered a choice. You'll be offered a choice to take, in the Shakespearean manner, the high road or the low road, the shortcut or the proper way. And I trust that along with the technical proficiency and skills that we have taught you, we've also embedded within you a sense of worth, a sense of value, and a sense of responsibility that you are now charged as the latest graduates of this university to uphold our moral and ethical standards. There are now almost 30,000 Bond graduates spread across the globe. You now join those 30,000, and together with them, you carry and will forge the reputation of this university, Australia's youngest university, with you. So just remember that despite the magnificence of the campus, our surrounds, the sandstone, the artwork, despite all of that, universities are measured and judged by the quality and achievements and actions of their graduates. I wish you much luck in ensuring that you uphold those standards and traditions. Can I again thank and acknowledge our occasional speaker, Miss Judy Brinsmead. Judy, thank you so much for giving up your valuable time. I know how busy you are. It's always a great pleasure to have you on campus, and your message was absolutely spot on. Ladies and gentlemen, we're about to now draw things to a formal close, but it's been a relatively long afternoon. You've been extraordinarily patient and well behaved. So I'm now going to allow you a minute, to make a lot of noise for the latest class of graduates from Bond University.